the longest-serving president of the Hells Angels, George Christie, shocked the world by leaving the club in disgrace after 33 years. His departure came amid accusations of being a government informant. Let's discover his meteoric rise, intense internal conflicts, explosive exit, and unexpected new ventures. Be ready to unravel the full story behind his controversial life, early life, and education. George Christie was born on April 26, 1947, in Ventura, California, to Greek immigrant parents. Raised in a close-knit Greek-American community, Christie spent his childhood in Ventura, Camarillo, and Anaheim. Known as a very timid and really sensitive child, Christie grew up in a loving and protective environment. From a young age, Christie was fascinated by the outlaw biker subculture. A pivotal moment came when he saw a biker in Los Angeles, unbothered by those around him, leaving a lasting impression. An incident during high school, where he was wrongly accused of cheating on an intelligence test, despite scoring highly, further shaped his outsider mentality. After high school, Christie joined the Marine Corps Reserves at 17. During this time, he developed a passion for surfing and motorcycles, purchasing his first Harley-Davidson Panhead in 1966. Christie also became involved with outlaw biker clubs like the Question Marks and Satan's Slaves, mingling with prominent motorcycle customizers. Hells Angels connection. George Christie's journey into the world of the Hells Angels began in the late 1960s, when his fascination with motorcycles led him to mingle with local motorcycle clubs like the Question Marks and Satan's Slaves. These early experiences fueled his ambition to join the Hells Angels, the most elite of these groups. Christie realized this dream, becoming a full-fledged member. In 1978, Christie became president of the Ventura, California, Charter of the Hells Angels. His leadership spanned over 3 decades, making him the longest-serving charter president in the club's history. Known for his charismatic and unifying leadership style, Christie played a pivotal role in shaping the club's culture and expanding its influence. He was instrumental in recruiting younger members who brought fresh energy and new styles, despite some resistance from older members who felt this modern approach strayed from the club's traditional roots. One of the most significant events during Christie's presidency was the Hells Angels World Run in Ventura in 1998, marking the club's 50th anniversary. This event drew over 100 Hells Angels from around the globe and positioned Christie as a potential successor to the club's iconic leader, Sonny Barger. Besides organizing major events, Christie also served as a national spokesman for the Hells Angels and spearheaded charity initiatives, including the Toys for Tots program. Christie's tenure was not without its controversies. In 1987, he was arrested for allegedly orchestrating a murder for hire involving the leader of the Mexican mafia prison gang. He also faced accusations of involvement in the firebombing of rival tattoo parlors. Challenges and controversies. George Christie's tenure as president of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club was marked by numerous challenges and controversies. One of his biggest tasks was overcoming internal conflicts and disputes within the club. As a leader, Christie had to navigate the complex web of relationships and personalities, often finding himself mediating intense debates and power struggles among members. Christie's charisma and negotiating skills were crucial to maintaining unity. He adeptly handled disputes between different factions, working tirelessly to ensure the club remained cohesive and strong. His ability to mediate and resolve conflicts was vital to keeping the club stable and fostering an environment of mutual respect and loyalty. Externally, Christie faced immense pressure and scrutiny from law enforcement and the media. Being the leader of a notorious outlaw motorcycle club meant dealing with constant threats and negative portrayals. Despite this, Christie managed to maintain the respect and loyalty of his members, who saw him as a symbol of the club's values. To maintain unity and stability, Christie employed several strategies. He fostered a sense of camaraderie and brotherhood, encouraging members to bond over shared experiences and values. He emphasized loyalty and commitment to the club, creating a strong sense of shared purpose and identity. Christie's charismatic personality and ability to connect with members on a personal level helped build trust and loyalty. He maintained a strong and visible leadership presence, ensuring that members felt supported and guided. Additionally, he emphasized continuity and tradition, honoring the club's history and legacy to create a sense of stability. Through these efforts, Christie successfully navigated the challenges and controversies of leading the Hells Angels, leaving a lasting impact on the club's culture and values. Conflict resolution and negotiations. As a leader of the Hells Angels, George Christie often found himself at the center of intense conflicts and disputes, both within the club and with rival biker clubs. One of his key roles was to act as a mediator, using his charisma and negotiation skills to maintain peace and stability. Christie's approach to conflict resolution was unique. He believed in leading from the front and never asking his members to do anything he wouldn't do himself. In the late 1980s, Christie was instrumental in brokering peace with rival clubs. When he was imprisoned on Terminal Island in 1988, Christie learned the value of diplomacy in an environment where open conflict could have dire consequences. He applied this knowledge upon his release, initiating dialogues with rival clubs like the Outlaws, the Pagans, and the Bandidos. Christie's efforts to open lines of communication were crucial in reducing violence and fostering a more cooperative atmosphere among these groups. Christie's tenure also saw the Hells Angels navigating legal and societal pressures. He often dealt with law enforcement and media scrutiny, which painted the club in a negative light. Christie's strategy was to engage directly with the public and authorities, promoting the Hells Angels community initiatives and charity work to counteract their criminal image. His leadership was pivotal during events like the Hells Angels World Run, where he successfully managed large gatherings of bikers, ensuring that they were seen as peaceful and organized. Leaving the Hells Angels. In 2011, after 33 years as the president of the Ventura, California chapter of the Hells Angels, George Christie made the difficult decision to leave the club. By the late 2000s, Christie had grown disillusioned with the club's direction. What once was a brotherhood with a code of honor had devolved into constant warfare, both with rival clubs and law enforcement. Christie foresaw the increasing aggression eventually turning inward and chose to step away. At a club meeting in April 2011, Christie announced his resignation and returned his Hells Angels jacket and patch. This departure was far from amicable. Hells Angels leader Sonny Barger immediately declared Christie out bad, banning all members from having any contact with him. This decision exiled Christie from the community he had been part of for over 3 decades, leaving him isolated and facing severe backlash. Rumors circulated that he had become a government informant, though Christie firmly denied these accusations. Despite the personal and emotional challenges of being cast out, Christie was determined to move forward. He transitioned into a new role as an author and advocate for motorcycle safety. He published his memoir, Exile on Front Street: My Life as a Hells Angel and Beyond, offering a rare insider's perspective on the club. Additionally, he hosted the television series Outlaw Chronicles, exploring the history and inner workings of the Hells Angels. Through his writing and media appearances, Christie worked to dispel misconceptions about the Hells Angels, arguing that the club was not a criminal organization, but rather an organization with criminals in it, much like any other. This new chapter in Christie's life allowed him to find purpose in sharing his story and promoting motorcycle safety. Current projects and legacy. George Christie has remained active since leaving the Hells Angels. He hosts a podcast, Speak of the Devil, where he shares stories and experiences from his time with the club, engaging in meaningful discussions with his audience. Christie is also working on a new book titled Crossing the Rubicon, which provides an in-depth look at his life and experiences as a Hells Angel, aiming to preserve an accurate historical record. Beyond these projects, Christie uses his extensive knowledge of the judicial system as a consultant for defense attorneys, news outlets, and first-time offenders. His charity work includes supporting the Special Olympics and other organizations. Christie's dedication to sharing his story and preserving the history of outlaw motorcycle clubs reflects his commitment to offering a nuanced understanding of the culture and lifestyle of the Hells Angels. Did you know George Christie was involved in charity work despite his outlaw background? Don't forget to comment below. For more intriguing stories, watch our other videos. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated.